the Wallace. It flew, and then the same old thing. You have problems, fix those problems, and that's what they did, and that became the Maple Leaf trainer. Yeah.
Did you work on the Grumman as well?
Oh yeah.
What was that like?
Well, which Grumman are you talking about?
Well, there was the
Like
Goblin,
the first Grumman,
Goblin
the
of
first
G23.
Grumman, the first Grumman we built. The parts were shipped in here from Grumman, Bethpage, New York. In fact, I went to Bethpage, New York, and they supplied all the wings, the whole aircraft, and all we did is put it together. And there's 49 of them, I think it was. 49. I don't know why the odd 49. And they ended up in the Spanish Civil War. We were building them for Turkey, but they went to the Spanish Civil War. That's where they ended up. Yeah.
Was that an easy plane to work on, or did you have difficulties at all?
It was, everything was shipped in.
So it was an assembly job.
It was just strictly assembly, yeah. Yeah, it was all, the wings were all fabric covered. It was a biplane, you know. But then the Grummans later, when we built the dive bombers, that was a monoplane, not a biplane. Yeah.
One of the other earlier ones that you hear about with Car was the Gregor Fighter. Did you work on that too?
The Gregor Fighter, that's what revolutionized the aircraft industry. The Gregor was the first, like all your control panel, all your ailerons, flaps, all the empennage, which is your tail section, all your moving parts were all rotated on a 1/4-inch bolt. It was either anywhere from 2 to 2.5 inches long, and everything turned on the bolt. The Gregor come along, everything on the Gregor was ball bearing. Everything moved on ball bearings. Once that came in, it changed the whole aircraft, and everything in the aircraft after the Gregor became ball bearings. That's what revolutionized the aircraft industry, really. Yeah.
One of the things I've read about the Gregor, usually you read that it had its first flight in Thunder Bay, but there was a book came out just last year where the author said that the Gregor had its first flight in, I think, southern Ontario somewhere. They took it apart here and shipped it down.
No, we flew it here. We flew it here. You know, it went, they were trying to sell it all over. It went from here, it went down east, trying to sell it to the Canadian Air Force. Canadian Air Force wouldn't take it because it was a change from the monoplane or biplane to monoplane. And that's what ruined it. If the Gregor had have been 5 years earlier, they would have done good. Yeah. It ended up going to the States. The States didn't want it. It went out to Mexico. Mexico didn't want it. It ended up back in Montreal after. I think that's where they destroyed it after, in Montreal.
Yeah, I think there was a fire and it was in the hangar that caught on fire and was destroyed, I think.
Yeah.
So that, after the Grumman and the Wallace and the Maple Leaf and the Gregor, then you would be into the Hurricane. Is that right? Or was there anything else?
The Hurricanes, yeah. And then afterwards the Harvard. We built a lot of Harvards. Oh, God. I don't know, we must have built about 500 of them, I guess, for the U.S. Air Force. And, yeah, U.S. Air Force. We built some for Turkey. And I don't know where they all went. Some other countries, too. Nicaragua. We built some for Nicaragua, yeah.
And in between the Hurricane and the Harvard, there was the Helldiver. And I remember Al Norton telling me that the plans for the Hurricane and the tool making he had to do for the Hurricane was a lot easier than for the Helldiver. He said the Helldiver involved a lot more work.
Yeah, well, the reason why is because everything was metal. See, the hurricane, you just had wood and fabric. Eh? The only thing that was metal was ended up on the hurricane was the wings. Eh? And